It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Satyendra Rana, the Chief Technology Officer for Loven Systems, and he's going to talk to us about what's happening at Loven in the space of cognitive analytics, and he will also talk about how Wayne State is contributing to the development of this platform.
Good morning. Is it okay, Mike? Thanks, Dr. Chinnan. This would be a very quick presentation about a startup initiative that has been in stealth mode, and this is probably the first. I gave a presentation at IBM, and this is the second sort of coming out. You will see that this is quite different from what you have seen in many of your presentations so far. So it's a little bit futuristic, but I hope you would appreciate the concepts behind it. This DIVO is the name of the solutions platform, which stands for Data in Wisdom Out. You saw a slide yesterday, some of you, that you had this connected dots presentation, and last thing was a wisdom there. I think we have tried to get to that last thing through this. It really is a platform that provides cognitive assistance to decision makers, in simply stated. And let's quickly walk through this video to get an appreciation for that.
How to decide on
this talk last quarter.
He wants a decision this week.
Decide on replenishment before you make it. Give me a call as soon as you're on your way in so we can go over the detail.
Hey Rick, stop imagining. I am Diwo, here to welcome you to the era of opportunity-driven enterprise. I'm your decision-making superpower, and together we'll shape the future by capitalizing on opportunities I sense and we explore in my cognitive architecture. Morning, Rick. As your trusty business optimization engine, I've worked continuously to sense 9 new opportunities while you were fast asleep. I understand your data and your business context. Not only do I analyze massive amounts of structured and unstructured data in seconds to predict what may happen, I also guide you in making the best possible decision for the current situation using my cognitive analytics capability. I work to solve both product and customer-centric opportunities, managing stock levels, optimizing prices, and engaging customers to lift sales. The possibilities are endless. My cognitive methodology can be applied to any predefined opportunity type, in any industry. Not only do I discover these opportunities well in advance, I provide actionable strategies for you to implement or explore further. You're now gifted with quantifiable intuition. And yes, I just made you look quite exceptional, now that you have a cognitive sixth sense. I'll walk you through the entire process. My intelligence isn't limited to the tasks at hand. Interfacing with me is easy. Natural language processing and contextual navigation mean you always know what you're doing. Because that is the power of DIVO. Welcome to the world of opportunity-driven enterprise.
So before we put this platform together, we looked at, talked to many industry leaders, potential users, and we see what are the problems that they face. And we try to understand the root causes behind the problems, the challenges they face. And as a result of that market study, we crafted this solution there. And the key thing there was that we took a business-first approach. And I'll briefly elaborate upon that. Okay. We saw that what is happening in the industry was that people were building these data lakes or data hubs and appointing chief data officers and whatnot. Okay. And yesterday we heard that one of the pattern was about big data was finding needle in the haystack, right? Now, how we responded as an industry to that, to make the haystack even bigger, so that finding the needle becomes even more difficult, okay? So that was our response, and I think something is very wrong with that kind of paradigm. Okay? Starting with data first and then figuring out what to do with the data is the wrong way to start doing big data and business analytics. So we reversed the approach and we took the business first approach. So what is this business first approach, which is built into our platform? We have a patent pending methodology that's kind of behind the foundation of Devo. You saw some screenshots there, but we start with the business scenario first. Okay, that is the starting point, not the data, but business scenario where business feels that insights from data can make some difference. Okay, and then you figure out that what could be the analytics approach that is appropriate for getting those insights. And based upon that approach, then you go to the next step, that what data do I need to support that analytics approach to get those kinds of insights. And then you see, do I have this data? Okay? Do I have to acquire this data? Do I have to collect additional data, instrument systems, and all there? So you're not randomly collecting the data, you're collecting the data with the purpose in mind. Okay? So you are very selective, and cognitively speaking, the lingo there is we apply attention filters to data, okay? Before we even collect it. And then we, once we have acquired the data, we then go backwards to extract features out of this and develop models and whatnot, and ultimately get insights and make decisions, right? So this is kind of totally reverse of the data first approach. Okay? And the business value, of course, is very obvious there, not only in technical terms, but also in terms of the culture in the organization that you want to be data-driven, right? Because often that's the biggest problem. One of the key tenets of this approach is that we don't use the word business value lightly. Okay? We really talk about hard numbers. We quantify the impact of the insights that are discovered. And we also find out that if you do not do anything, what would it mean to you? And if you do something in concrete numbers, how much of that benefit you can actually derive from it, potentially. Okay? So now, of course, saying business first is easy, right? But how do you really go after the business first approach? Where do you start? Okay, what do you expect? Okay, how do you roll it out? So there are a lot of issues that come into play, and it's again finding needle in the haystack. So we developed a proprietary methodology, which we call as opportunity-driven enterprise. And we introduced the notion of opportunity, very formal notion in our case, not an informal, which really means that detecting a situation, business situation, that if potentially, if you do not address it, you can miss some opportunity for making money, or you may have some potential risk there with, again, financial implications, right? So we organize the business around the notion of opportunities as if businesses exist only to address opportunities, okay? One after day in, day out, okay? That you are responding to these events that are happening in real time. And there are, of course, a large number of opportunities that are out there, and a business is defined by how many opportunities you are able to successfully address, what is inside scope, and what is addressable, what is not addressable, what is the depth, and so on. So we developed a whole framework around that to redefine a business in opportunity terms. Okay? That's what is reflected in Devo. Technically speaking, very simply, it's a 4-layer architecture. It's an ontology-driven multi-agent system where thousands and thousands of agents are talking to each other in real time to make this all happen. So 4 layers are there, which are easy to understand: knowledge layer, insights layer, opportunities layer, which is what is brand new, which we also call sometimes as business optimization layer, and interaction layer, which is also very novel and unique because it is based on some cognitive principles. And we have used the SMAC stack, which many of you may have heard of. It's talking about Spark, Apache Spark, Mesos, Akka platform, Cassandra, Kafka, Virtuoso, AngularJS, and D3.js. And again, you heard yesterday of need for polyglot persistence. We have polyglot persistence because one database doesn't fill the needs. But our system itself is independent of what that persistence layer is, even though right now we are using Cassandra and Virtuoso. But the way the system is designed, it can work with any of the mechanisms. We are actually, as we speak, we are working with Neo4j also as one of the choices there. Okay. So this is quickly about technology. On the interaction layer, we expose 3 personas to interact with Devo. One is a persona which is conversation-based, that you can in natural language speak to the system, which you may have seen in IBM Watson. The difference is here that we are a much more sophisticated system than IBM Watson, which is merely asking a question. Here we are engaging the customer in a conversation, which is guided conversation towards solving a business problem. Okay? So it's a series of conversation and a dialogue that leads to something meaningful. Okay? And we nudge the user along the way. So it's a big difference between a simple question answering system. Okay? Devo Decide is the persona where these opportunities that I talked about, they are automatically sensed in real time, and you are notified as a decision maker, hey, this is what I found in your environment, in your data sort of footprint that your business leaves or your market leaves. We have sorted through that while you were sleeping, and these are the things that we came up with. Okay? That automatic sensing of opportunities which are financially quantified. Okay? So we do not display each and everything. And then we also generate guidance. Okay? This is our recommended strategy for addressing the revealed opportunity. And by the way, you can further customize it or dig through it to really understand what has been revealed to you. And ultimately, the decision has to be made by the business decision makers. Okay? While all this happening, the system is designed to build trust, and it also learns through these interactions. As you interact with the system more and more, systems Devo gets smarter and smarter. Okay? So indirectly, you are teaching the system without even knowing, because all you are doing is making your decisions. And depending on how you are doing it, system gets better. And we have another persona, which is watch, where you say, I just want to know about the state of my business in certain ways in real time, and I will figure out what that means to me. You don't have to figure out, just show me that. Okay? This is Devo Watch. Okay? And this is really to be compatible with, with the legacy in a way, because people are used to seeing some real-time dashboards. So Devo Watch is much more sophisticated in that dashboard, but it is in that same league. Okay? But Ask and Decide are really the game changers. So with that, let me show you a little bit of Ask flavor here. And I hope I'm on time. Can you start the video, please? So in this Ask persona, you just ask any question. Okay? And when you ask this question, Devo has a context about who you are, okay? What your role is in the business, and what you're doing, what should be exposed to you, as well as what conversation you are engaged in. So you are in the middle of a conversation. So it uses all that context to respond to your question. And then not only it shows the information that you have asked explicitly, it shows you a lot more other things that go with that to nudge you in a certain direction, okay, which may be related questions that you might be important, or other insights that we think are going to be useful, anticipating that this is what you might be interested in solving. Okay? So we try to understand the mind of the decision maker to be proactively making some recommendations. And sometimes these recommendations are not correct there, and when they are not correct, DO learns from the user's feedback that user is not really looking at these things that we suggested, user is taking a different path. So from that we learn continuously. But it's a very rich multimedia interaction. These answers are spoken back to you. We have a mobile interface and whatnot. Okay? So at present we have working with alpha customers there, building this for a retail client, which is going extremely well. And we have also built some use cases in the healthcare vertical. So we are sort of coming out of the closet, and you can expect a full-fledged demo in a booth next year. Probably a release will be out soon this year. Okay? With that, thank you for listening.